For the last time in 2025, it's show week. And you know what that means. Ignite brings down the curtain to 2025 in a big way. Curtain call 4 coming up this coming Sunday. I'm fresh off my holiday and I may not look it, but I am. And I am joined by the Ignite General Manager, Mr. CJ Carter. Evening, Chris.
Evening, hello everyone, and hello Adam.
Hello, hello again. As I said just before we started, it seemed like quite a long time since Buckle Up. It's certainly seemed a while, that's for sure.
Yeah, Buckle Up seems like a lifetime ago now. Um, it's crazy to think that that was actually the last show. But yeah, and not long to go until the next one.
Not long to go until the next one. It's going to be a hell of a way to end the year. That is for certain. I'm going to bring up match number one. I just need to find it in my, well, the match number one that I'm going to select. Anyway, I just need to find it within my backgrounds and we'll get straight on with it. What one am I going to choose? No better way to start than when it starts load. This one.
Yeah, what way to start?
Yes.
What
What a
way to
way
start?
to start. The breakout finals. You can't see Mr. Tanner. He was below over my head. But look, we had the breakout. We had obviously three winners from the breakout matches, and then three picks really that impressed over the course of the breakout competition. Some of these names now you're seeing in progress in TNT. So they've kind of broken out in a lot of ways already. But obviously the winner of this will get a title opportunity whenever they wish for whatever title they wish. And it's like a who's who right now of some of the top talent in the UK.
Yeah, who's who of the upcoming talent around? And you mentioned that it's been some announcements recently for Progress for, and I think you're referencing Tommy Tanner there, and then
Yep.
obviously Tommy Tanner and Denzel Mack and Liam McCarthy have all been announced for TNT shows. I think that's probably got something to do with our shows this year and some eyeballs on some matches that we've had out. So I mean, and that's what this division's about, and that's what Ignite is about, is bringing in talent who haven't necessarily been seen by everyone and putting them on the map and helping them break out. Hence the name of this division. It's always been the goal. So yeah, happy for all the people who are already breaking out and who will be the Ignite breakout star, I guess, and earn themselves that title shot that they can have any time they want.
Yeah.
Any of these six men could really do it, to be honest. Obviously, on the last show, Tom Mercer and Tommy Tanner had big matches retrospectively with Will
Yep.
Cruz and Spike Trivet, and both came within a whisker of walking away with the biggest wins of their career. But didn't quite get the win, but I think earned the respect of both of their opponents and the fans on that show. And yeah, Kian obviously won the first match this year. And we've got three guys coming back, and you know, look, I've heard of some people making some comments about is it fair that these three should be in the final? They didn't win their matches, but we've had a lot of requests for these three men to be back. We've had from fans, from people who've seen the shows online and live, and I think it's only fair that we bring them back for the final and give them another shot. Um, I don't know. I couldn't pick this one, to be honest. It really any of these six could walk out with a title shot, and any of these six would deserve it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can still remember the collective gasp from Shenley Road when Liam
Mm.
McCarthy walked out of Shenley Road for the first time with a good friend of ours, Mr. Happy, who we'll get into in a little while. But this is what Ignite's all about, though. You mentioned it, the breakout division. And, I got a feeling in 2026, hopefully you'll bring the breakout back, but I still believe in 2026 that there's going to be some even more new and exciting faces to add to the new and exciting faces that you've just brought in for this breakout.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of amazing, new and young and up and coming talent in the country right now.
Nope.
So I lost you, Adam.
Don't worry, it's just me messing around with the camera.
Ah,
I'm
back
trying. You. I know you just missed my face. I know.
like a magic trick, like a magic trick. Yeah, there's no shortage of amazing talent in the country, and so I'm sure we'll see next year more breakout stars, more new faces coming in, and I'm sure everyone on this graphic right behind you is going to be a Ignite regular going forward as well. I'm sure, no matter who wins this match.
Yeah. Definitely so, and they're all great in their own way. And funnily enough, I mean, this is what Ignite's all about: the breakout, the up and coming guys, and it brings me very nicely to the next match. And well, there's a bit of an unfortunateness about this as well, because unfortunately, the man behind me is also back. I totally forgot this guy won an Ignite contract. Cheers, Nino, for that. Thanks for allowing earlier on in the year, of course. Truman, or maybe even been last year, I can't remember. Truman did indeed win his contract to be a roster member. We thought Corey McRae got rid of him for good. Obviously not, because he come knocking. Well, say he didn't come knocking on your door. He kind of demanded that he's back. So he is. But we get to see somebody who we've both had our eye on. Over the course of the year, against someone who's a really good up and comer. You'll be able to see his interview with me actually later on this week on the podcast. So make sure you tune in. Isaac Blair, who's got an opportunity of a lifetime to, as I said to him on the podcast, kick the shit out of Truman Roswell.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're seeing Roswell back. Yeah, we haven't seen him since February. It was actually last year he won his place on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, against Nino. And he had his feud with Nino last year. And then obviously started this year, was, calling me out and wanting to get me in the ring and bring me out of retirement. And I wasn't quite willing to risk, the lifelong injury that could happen in doing that. But Corey McRae made his return instead. I think that was actually a better choice for for the Ignite fans. The roof came off of 96 Shenley Road, so I don't think anyone was disappointed to have Corey McRae back instead of me in the ring. And Corey made light work of Truman Roswell, and I don't know whether it was embarrassment of that loss or whether he was just so pissed off that I had put Corey in there instead of me that we haven't seen him. I haven't seen him since February. But as you pointed out, he is a member of the roster. He did win his place fairly, unfortunately, and he has said that he wants to be back for this show. And so I found him someone who we both had our eyes on. You'd seen him at a show recently, someone I wanted to bring in for a while, and you said that he absolutely killed it on the show that you went to. So I think it's time we bring Isaac Blair in. He gets his debut, and Truman Roswell gets his match back. And we'll see if he can pick up a win on his return or whether Isaac Blair on his debut could get a shock win and embarrass Truman Roswell one more time. And maybe send him packing for good this time. Who knows? That'd be nice.
I'm never normally one to be biased, but I really hope Isaac wins. This one coming back. Truman coming back, unfortunately, for our sins. But yeah, Isaac's a very much an exciting talent. The match that I saw him at was just quite frankly incredible, and glad that he's here, shall we say, and hopefully he'll be here to stay. But somebody else who we haven't seen in a while that is back, although be in tag team action. Unfortunately, obviously, Mark True is returning as well this time, but not alone again, bringing Kieran Lacey back in. Look, we always say this, for as much as he is annoying, he is quite an amazing worker, Mark, and Kieran is exactly the same. However, someone who we haven't seen, I think, since my first breakout. I was at the April show. It was the first show I went to, and I think it was Ted that was on that show, Ted Saban.
April 2023, that would have been, yeah. And I'm trying to think who he worked in that breakout match. Might have been, was it Jackson Hart, maybe? I think it was Jackson Hart. But yeah, we haven't seen Ted for near on 2 years at Ignite. And he impressed me then, and he impressed everyone. But, spaces are hard to come by on Ignite cards, and it's not been easy to find a space for it to get him back. But since then he's in a tag team, EM0, with the amazing Jack Landers, who's someone who's been impressing me for years now as well. And so let's bring them in together against one of the best tag teams in the country, who've been a bit of a mainstay at Ignite over the last few years. Mark True, former Hitting the Turnbuckle champion, as you know very well, gave you a lot of shit. Yeah. But True and Lacey together have had some incredible tag matches here with CPF and the Bryants. Both have had great singles matches. Both have proven themselves around the world, in Japan, for Noah, for Rev Pro here. And I think just, you could say globally are becoming one of the best tag teams in the world. And I don't think it'll be long before they're picked up and signed somewhere permanently. So, as much as We don't get on with the two. It's great to see them back. It's great to see them back, and a debut for EM0 here together. And looking forward to seeing what they can do in the ring against one of the best tag teams in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, agreed. I saw Ted a couple of weeks ago. Fun enough, you can see his interview already on here as part of our Trailblazer series. He impressed me then. He impressed me at the back end of last year at Olympus as well. So great to see him back. I've never seen Jack before, I have to admit. So Landers is going to be a new one on me personally. That's not just me showing my age. I've just not been at a show that he's been on. So I'll be looking forward to seeing him. And of course, yeah, we can't wait to see Mark and Kieran, of course. So as you say, one of the best tag teams in the world. And I'm saying that through gritted teeth, as you could probably
Yeah.
see. But anyway, going on to someone that's had an incredible year at Ignite. He obviously lost the Ignite Championship, but he's come back. He had a great match with Crowley at Buckle Up, got the job done there. And again, he could have quite easily walked back into the title opportunity, but again, the absolute maverick himself wants to prove him. He still feels he's got a bit to prove to get back into that picture, and bringing back somebody who we saw in a number one contendership match for the Turnbuckle Championship in February alongside Shane Hook. More on him in a minute. Harrison Bennett. And I look at that, and I look at this match, and any one of Tommy's matches recently, especially over the last 12 months, have been kind of match of the year contenders, and or even match of the night contenders in some case. I look at this, and do you know what? I don't know if we're going to see a better match at Ignite this year than these two.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a match. I think their styles will complement each other perfectly. And as you said, the Maverick, the absolute Maverick, Tommy Kyle, former Ignite champion, wants to prove himself. He doesn't want to just be handed a rematch. And as I said before, we don't do that at Ignite anyway.
No.
You earn your title shot back. And he'll do that. Like, I have no doubt that he will do that. And as you said, at Buckle Up, had an incredible match with Charles
Yeah.
Crowley, who made his return, blew everyone away, and walked away with a big win in his first match after losing the title. Um, and who better than to have him in the ring with to prove himself again than Harrison Bennett, who made a massive impression back in February in the triple threat with Aluna and Shane Hook, who we'll get onto as well. And I'm sure Harrison's not going to want to be coming in to take another loss. He's going to want to come back to prove himself at Ignite and potentially, maybe climb the ladder himself and maybe get a title shot for the Hitting the Turnbuckle Championship or maybe for even the Ignite Championship. Who knows? So not only is this potentially a show stealer, a match of the year contender, two men who have got a lot to prove here, I think.
Yeah, definitely so. Tommy Carl, definitely. Well, listen, you can't, as you say, you don't necessarily do rematches, but you can't, say that he wouldn't have deserved a rematch already. But the fact he wants to take on some of the best in the world is testament to him and how he wants to get back into it. A man that's going to be returning at Curtain Call. We missed him. Well, we missed him at the last show. I know that Chase Anthony come and done a great job, but we're going to love the fact that Mr. Sunset Skip is back for this one.
Oh, well, funny you say that. I actually just spoke to Skip earlier. And despite telling us that he was hoping to be back for the end of the year for Curtain Call, I think it's looking unlikely now, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So that's hot off the press. I literally spoke to him about 10 minutes before this call. And he's said to me that he's not sure he's going to make it, and the recovery is taking a bit longer than he hoped. So we'll have to see on that one. I think we may see Chase Anthony back again.
Okay, that's news. There you go, breaking news on the channel. We're full of that. That is an interesting one. So hopefully, well, if we don't see him, Chase did a good job, like we said last time. It wasn't as if Chase did.
Chase was great. Got a lot of great feedback on that, but also a lot of people asking when is Skip back. Obviously, he's been the face of Ignite since day one. We got to lose him, but he's got to heal up. He's got to be 100% fit before he can come back in. So we'll see. I think it's probably looking, unfortunately, unlikely that he'll make this one. But yeah.
Damn. Oh well. Well, look, Skip. We hope you're resting up, and we hope we'll see you back in February. If not in this show. So Chase Anthony's back. Then well done, Chase. You've got your second opportunity. You done really well the first time. So again, be good to see you, of course. But our attention turns to the two championship matches now. Curtain call, and of course we start with the Turnbuckle Championship, the triple threat match. Now, initially, I wasn't going to have a triple threat match on this. I wanted Shane Hook to get his opportunity. Like I said, he impressed along with Harrison Bennett,
Mhm.
impressed during the match in February. You had plans for Harrison Bennett, Tommy Carr, which was fine. I was going to do that. But then the man who I'm luckily covering at this point, Mr. Happy, there he is,
Oh,
beats yeah, beats
lovely face.
Smashing Mike in a 2 out of 3 falls match, and well, somewhat demanded an opportunity at the Turnbuckle Championship. His words were he wants to be the first Triple Crown champion at Ignite, the first person to win the Breakout, the World Heavyweight, the Ignite Championship, and the Turnbuckle Championship. Usually, I don't give in to demands, but in a lot of ways, he has earned that opportunity, which is what the Turnbuckle Championship is about. So I have indeed included Mr. Happy, which will no doubt, I was going to think of another Mr. Pirate. Maybe he'll be there. I don't know. But yes, Mr. Men will be in full force. Chris Aries, Shane Hook, and Aluna. We're talking match of the year and match of the night. I mean, this one here could blow the roof off Shenley Road.
Yeah, I mean the last triple threat at the start of the year between Luna, Shane Hook, and Harrison Bennett blew everyone away. It was incredible. And Chris Aries has had his fair share of incredible matches at Ignite, and as you pointed out, has already won the Ignite Championship. Is already a breakout division winner, and is looking to be the first ever Triple Crown Ignite champion, the first person to hold both titles at Ignite, and and add in the breakout division to that as well. And I think that's, as you pointed out, what's great that you're willing to do with people is even if they're, let's just what can we say, bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
Even if they're giving you shit, even if they're giving us shit, you're still willing to give him opportunities. You did it with Mark True as well. Even though he moaned about all the matches he was given,
Oh yeah.
you continued to want to give him some of the best talent in the country to defend his championship against. Even though he launched his title that year, and was stormed out, refused to come in for a show, we still gave him another opportunity. So that's not, no one can ever say you don't give people chances, no matter what. And Chris Aries demanded that he wanted this title shot. He wants, and to be fair, he's on a run. He's on a good run. Having beaten Mike in their sort of like best of 3 series, came out of that with 2 wins out of the 3. Was a very convincing win at Buckle Up. So it's hard to argue. It really is hard to argue that he doesn't deserve this shot. And he will truly believe that he's going to leave Curtain Call with that title and end the year as the first double champion and Triple Crown champion, I'm sure. But Shane Hook is not going to want to let that happen. Aluna is not going to want to let that happen. She's going to want to end the year as champion. Shane Hook's going to want to come back and pick up a win on his return. And I think all 3 are going to want to steal the show. So
Yeah, I will say that they definitely will want us to still show. I'm just mindful that Mr. Pirate may be lurking in the
I'm
back.
sure after Scarrow will be scurrying around somewhere at ringside or beyond.
I
He's
normally
always to
do.
be seen somewhere.
I normally do the jokes on this channel, Chris. No, but you are true. I can imagine he'll be around. Anyway, should be a great match to end the year from the Hit and the Turnbuckle side. But of course, we must get to Z main event of the evening. Taylor James, he's got a fresh theme. I think he played that at Buckle Up. So he's now freshly themed Ignite champion. Now the Wanted, apparently, not the music. He is the Wanted. Taylor James, I believe that's the new name. Defending the championship against someone who's been there, seen it, done it.
Yep.
Longest reigning, still to this day, Ignite champion. Wants to be 2-time. Is that the first? It would be the first ever
Yeah,
two.
be the first ever 2-time champion. Yeah.
He's come on. He's like a bat out of hell. He's blazed his glory for the last year since near enough year since he come back in February. Corey McRae, someone that deserves it, and someone that is well. If anyone's going to beat Taylor James for the championship, I don't think we need to look any further than Mr. McRae himself.
Yep. Longest reigning Ignite champion in history, probably the most respected man in Ignite by everyone in the back and the fans. He really did help put Ignite on the map right from the very beginning. You could say in a way, he was our first ever champion. Obviously, Harry Mant won the title first, but had to vacate that without being able to defend it, unfortunately. And he will always go down as the first champion. But Corey was the first champion who defended the title. He held it for over 14 months, and really put that title on the map and Ignite on the map. And solidified his name with not only that title but with Ignite. And yeah, on the second buckle up, he went in one-on-one with one of the best in the world in Luke Jacobs, and couldn't quite get it done, and decided he needed a break from Ignite for a little while. But came back in February, as I hinted earlier, and stepped in for me against the lovely Truman Roswell and made light work of him. And has been on a hell of a run since, and earned himself a title shot at the last show. And I think was within a whisker of walking away with that championship and dethroning the wanted Taylor James, but a low blow and a roll up put an end to that. And Corey has asked for a rematch here. And I think it's only fair that he gets one, since it ended with the controversy that it did with Tom Mercer getting involved with the low blow. Let's do this one-on-one. Let's see if Taylor James can prove himself in a singles match with probably, the best that Ignite has ever produced in Corey McRae. And I don't think you can't really argue that when he's held that title for so long, and he is the longest reigning champion. If you can beat Corey one-on-one in a main event, when the chips are down in the big one, then okay, you deserve to end the year as champion, Taylor James, and you really will cement your name, alongside people like Corey McRae and Gene Money, people who are really spoken about as the top stars of Ignite over the years. But can he do it? Can he do it one-on-one? Can he defeat Corey McRae? Can he leave as champion? We'll find out on November 23rd, I guess. And will Tom Mercer get involved? We'll see. I'd like to believe that they would, do this just one-on-one and end the year the right way. But this is Taylor James and this is Tom Mercer, so we'll have to see, won't we?
With any luck. Well, there is throwing an eye into the fire here. That there is potentially a thing here where Tom Mercer may have his eyes on that champion.
Well, of course, he could by the end of the year, he could be holding the cash-in briefcase. And if Taylor James was to leave this match as champion, that could really put the cat amongst the pigeons, as it were.
I mean, I wouldn't want to cause any trouble or anything. It's not my game. But Tom, I mean, would you really want to help Taylor, or would you rather him maybe win it and be weakened? Right? It's about opportunity, and if you are the breakout champion, to quote a certain rated R superstar, it's the ultimate opportunist, right? And you would take that option, maybe. I don't know.
Of course. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyone could end the year with that cash in. It could be Tom Mercer. Anyone could end the year as the Turnbuckle champion, as the Ignite champion. Will it be Corey McRae? Will it be Taylor James? Could Tom Mercer? Someone could cash in. Could we? We've seen a cash in before on Curtain Call. It's been done.
Yeah,
we've seen two. Nino Bryant cashed in unsuccessfully against that man there on the right hand side, Corey McRae. Yeah. And obviously Chris Aries cashed in and won his championship. So we've seen cash-ins on Curtain Call. It happens. Who knows what is going to happen? What is going to end the year? You have to be there to find out. That's for sure. You got to get a ticket. You got to be there in the building to see not only these 6 incredible matches that could all be matches of the year, but to see who's going to end the year as champion. Yeah,
that is it. And tickets are available. And where do they go, Chris, to get Z Ticket?
As always, 96.eventbrite.co.uk. There are still some decent seats available, so get on that site, go check it out. Come join us for the final show of the year. You will regret it if you miss this show. I promise. I absolutely promise you. And as always, Ignite Wrestling Pro on Facebook, on Instagram, Ignite Rest Pro on Twitter, Ignite Wrestling Pro on YouTube, as well as Spinebuster Media to go and see all of our previous matches from all our previous shows. Almost all the matches are out from Buckle Up now, still 2 more to come, and they'll be out before Curtain Call on the 23rd. So if you want to relive all the action, that's the place to do it. And yeah, follow us on socials, follow our Facebook page, go to 96.eventbrite.co.uk, get your tickets for the 23rd of November, people.
Yes, because if you don't, you're going to miss out. And if the GM says you're going to miss something special, there is, well, you're going to miss something special if you don't have, not just for the matches itself. And obviously, as we move towards next year, I'm sure dates will be announced in due course for your next shows as of 2026. We'll obviously be there as well. The Turnbuckle Championship will be a mainstay there. So we're looking forward to that. Make sure you get your tickets, though. Do not miss out on this Sunday show. It's going to be an incredible one, a way to end the year. Coming up on the Hit and the Turnbuckle podcast, not long after this show on the 23rd, a couple of days later, I'll be recording with a man who, well, let's just say has had well, former WWE wrestler, the artist formerly known as Ridge Holland, aka Luke Menzies, will be on the show to talk about the release, to talk about Big E, to talk about his injury and everything else. So there's one not to be missed. Also, including coming up soon, I haven't announced this on social media. So again, breaking news. We had some breaking news about Skip. Now we're going to have some breaking news about the podcast. Two returning guests to the show. First things first, the artist formerly known as Damien Sandow, Aaron Stevens, will be gracing us with his presence to talk all things NWA, myself and Fiona, and ahead of Journey Free, Exodus Pro Wrestling owner EC3 will be making his third appearance on Z Show. And also maybe some TNA interviews as well. I'm just waiting for that. I can't say anything else more on that at the minute, but we'll see that. But Chris, I will see you Sunday. We will see anyone at Shenley Road Sunday. We better be seeing you on Sunday. But until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.